What's good, Vikings Nation? Buckle up, because we've got some heavy news rocking the purple and gold. The NFL just dropped a bombshell, suspending our star wide receiver Jordan Addison for the first 3 games of the 2025 season. Yeah, you heard that right, 3 games without our dynamic playmaker. This is huge, and it's got us all wondering how the Minnesota Vikings will navigate this storm as we kick off the J.J. McCarthy era. So, let's unpack this drama, dive into what it means for our squad, and figure out how we're going to keep pillaging the NFL without Addison early on. The suspension stems from a DUI incident back in July 2024, where Addison was found asleep at the wheel, blocking a freeway near LAX. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially after his speeding incident in 2023. The guy's got talent for days, but these off-field decisions are putting him in hot water. So what's the vibe? How do we feel about this as fans? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get this conversation rolling. Stick with me as we break down this news in 15 action-packed scenes. We're talking stats, strategy, and how our depth players like Jalen Nailor and Ty Felton might step up. From the impact on J.J. McCarthy to the silver linings in our loaded roster, this is your one-stop shop for all things Minnesota Vikings news. Let's do this, Skol Nation. Hey, Skol faithful, let's set the stage. Jordan Addison, our electrifying WR2, just got slapped with a 3-game suspension by the NFL for violating the league's substances of abuse policy. This isn't just a random headline, it's a gut punch as we head into the 2025 season with rookie QB J.J. McCarthy under center. Addison's absence for weeks 1 through 3 against the Bears, Falcons, and Bengals is going to test our squad's depth early. The incident goes back to July 12, 2024, when California Highway Patrol found Addison asleep in his white Rolls-Royce, blocking a lane on I-105 near LAX. He pleaded no contest to a lesser wet reckless charge last month, avoiding a trial but not the NFL's discipline. It's a rough look for a guy who's been a cornerstone of our passing game, racking up 133 catches, 1,786 yards, and 19 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons. So what's the fallout? Without Addison, our offense needs to adapt fast. How do you think this impacts McCarthy's debut? Are we leaning too hard on Justin Jefferson? Hit the comments and let me know what you're feeling, Vikings Nation. Let's talk about Addison's journey, because this dude's been a star since day one. Drafted 23rd overall in 2023 out of USC, he stepped into Minnesota and immediately formed a lethal duo with Justin Jefferson. In his rookie year, he dropped 10 touchdowns and 911 yards, proving he's got that big play swagger. Even in 2024, despite an ankle injury, he delivered 63 catches for 875 yards and 9 scores. But it's not just stats, Addison's got history. He's tied with Odell Beckham Jr. for the 4th most TD receptions before age 23, trailing only legends like Randy Moss and Rob Gronkowski. That's elite company. Yet, these off-field issues, a 140 miles per hour speeding ticket in 2023 and now this DUI, are casting a shadow over his brilliance. What's your take, Skol fans? Is Addison's talent worth the headaches? Or should the Vikings be tougher on these mistakes? Let's hear it below. And don't forget to smash that like button if you're hyped for this season despite the drama. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this suspension. The NFL announced on August 5, 2025, that Addison's out without pay for the first 3 games. At Chicago, then home against Atlanta and Cincinnati. He's free to practice and play in preseason, but once the regular season hits, he's banned from the team facility for 3 weeks. That's a big blow for a team banking on his chemistry with McCarthy. The suspension ties back to that DUI citation, resolved with a plea deal for a wet reckless charge, basically admitting alcohol was involved without the full DUI label. It's a standard 3-game ban under the NFL's policy, but it still stings. Addison himself said he's ready to accept whatever comes, but you can bet he's itching to get back out there. How do you think this affects team morale? Are we rallying behind Addison? Or is this a distraction we don't need? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep the Skol spirit alive. Now, let's zoom in on what this means for our rookie QB, J.J. McCarthy. The 2025 season is his big debut, and losing a weapon like Addison for the first 3 weeks is going to make things spicy. McCarthy's been lighting up training camp, with reports of a 60-yard TD bomb to Addison. But now he's got to adjust without his favorite deep threat. The Vikings knew the suspension was coming, so they've been prepping. Coach Kevin O'Connell's got a plan, but it's a tall order for a 22-year-old QB facing a tough early schedule. Chicago, Atlanta, and Cincy aren't pushovers, and without Addison, defenses might double-team Jefferson even more. Skull Nation, how confident are you in McCarthy stepping up? Can he handle the pressure without Addison? Let me know in the comments, and if you're pumped for JJ's era, hit that subscribe button. So who's gonna fill Addison's shoes? Let's talk about the depth chart because the Vikings have options. First up, Jalen Nailor, Speedy as O'Connell calls him, had a breakout 2024 with 28 catches, 414 yards, and 6 TDs. He stepped up big when Addison was sidelined last year, and he's primed for a bigger role. Then there's rookie Ty Felton, a third-round pick from Maryland who torched college defenses with 96 catches for 1,124 yards in 2024. His 4.37 40-yard dash screams potential, and fans on X are buzzing about how KOC might unleash him. Plus, we've got Rondale Moore, a speedy slot receiver who signed a one-year deal after a stint with the Cardinals. Who's your pick to shine in Addison's absence? Nailor, Felton, or Moore? Or maybe all three? Drop your predictions below, and let's see who's ready to pillage. Let's not forget the other weapons in our arsenal. Justin Jefferson, the best WR in the game, is going to get his targets no matter what. With 7,432 receiving yards since 2020, more than anyone in the NFL, he's a cheat code. But defenses will key on him even harder now, so who else steps up? Tight end TJ Hawkinson is a game changer. Despite an ACL injury limiting him to 10 games in 2024, he still pulled in 41 catches for 455 yards. When Jefferson was out in 2023, Hawkinson was a primary target, and he's ready to feast again. Running back Aaron Jones and tight end Josh Oliver also give McCarthy reliable outlets. What's the game plan, Vikings Nation? Should we lean on Hawkinson and Jones early, or spread the ball around? Hit the comments and let's strategize together. Let's take a step back and look at Addison's off-field struggles. This isn't his first rodeo. Back in July 2023, he was caught going 140 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone in Minnesota. He pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor speeding charge, paid a $686 fine, and moved on. But this DUI is a bigger deal, and it's got fans frustrated. Addison opened up at training camp last year, admitting he was in a dark place after the arrest. He praised the Vikings for their support, but you can tell he's remorseful. Still, 2 driving-related incidents in 2 years? That's a pattern we can't ignore. What's your take, Skull fans? Can Addison bounce back and stay out of trouble? Or is this a red flag for his future? Let me know below, and don't forget to like if you're still rooting for him. Now, let's talk about the schedule. Week 1 at Chicago is a divisional slugfest, never easy at Soldier Field. Then we've got Atlanta and Cincinnati at home, both playoff contenders in 2025. Losing Addison's 19 career TDs hurts, especially for a young QB like McCarthy trying to find his rhythm. The good news? The Vikings are built to adapt. O'Connell's been preaching a run-heavy approach with Aaron Jones and newcomer Jordan Mason, plus fullback CJ Ham and tight end Josh Oliver in heavier sets. If we can pound the rock, we might keep defenses honest. How do you see these first 3 games playing out? Can we steal a win or 2 without Addison? Drop your predictions in the comments, and let's keep the Skull vibes strong. Let's zoom out to the bigger picture. The Vikings are in a new era with McCarthy, and this suspension puts extra pressure on a team with high expectations. Addison's absence makes JJ's debut tougher, but it's also a chance for our depth to shine. The front office saw this coming and loaded up on talent like Felton and Moore. O'Connell's no stranger to retooling the offense. In 2023, when Jefferson missed time, Hawkinson became the go-to guy. Last year, Nailor stepped up when Addison was hurt. This team's got resilience, and that's what makes us Vikings fans proud. What's the mood in Vikings Nation? Are we worried about the suspension, or are we hyped for the challenge? Let me know in the comments, And if you're loving this breakdown, smash that like button. Let's talk fantasy football because Addison's suspension is shaking things up. He's been a TD machine with 10 scores as a rookie and 9 in 2024. But his ADP is taking a hit, dropping to WR33 and number 65 overall. That's WR3 territory in a 12-team league, but the 3-game ban might push him lower. The bigger issue? Volume. Addison's always been behind Jefferson and Hawkinson in targets, finishing 25th or lower in target share. With McCarthy's inexperience and a crowded receiving core, his fantasy outlook is boom or bust. Still, those 19 TDs in 2 seasons make him a gamble worth taking. Fantasy players, what's your move? Are you drafting Addison despite the suspension, or looking elsewhere? Drop your strategy in the comments, and let's help each other win those leagues. Let's give a shout out to our depth guys because they're about to get their shot. Jalen Naylor's speed and 2024 breakout make him a prime candidate to fill in. Rookie Ty Felton's college stats are eye-popping, and X-Posts are hyping his potential in KOC's system. Then there's Rondale Moore, whose slot skills could add a new wrinkle. The Vikings also have journeyman Lucky Jackson, who's been turning heads in camp. Posts on X are raving about his performance, and his XFL pedigree shows he's got playmaking chops. This group might just surprise us. Who's your dark horse to step up? Naylor, Felton, Moore, or Jackson? Let me know in the comments, and if you're excited for these underdogs, hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about the coaching angle. Kevin O'Connell's a wizard at scheming around challenges. When Jefferson was out in 2023, he leaned on Hawkinson. When Addison missed time last year, Naylor got more looks. KOC's already hinting at a bigger role for Speedy Naylor and a run-heavy game plan to ease McCarthy in. The offensive line's been reshaped to open holes for Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. With fullback CJ Ham and tight end Josh Oliver, we might see some 12 personnel sets to keep defenses guessing. This is KOC's moment to prove he's the offensive genius we know he is. What's your confidence level in KOC's game plan? Can he outsmart these defenses without Addison? Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep the Skol train rolling. Let's address the elephant in the room, Addison's future. He's only 23, with 3 years left on his rookie deal, but these incidents are piling up. The 2023 speeding ticket was a wake-up call, and now this DUI has fans wondering if he can stay out of trouble. His talent is undeniable, but discipline is key. Addison's been open about learning from his mistakes, saying he just needs to be smart. The Vikings have stood by him, but another slip-up could test their patience. As fans, we love his game, but we need him on the field, not in the headlines. What's the vibe, Vikings Nation? Are we giving Addison another chance? Or is it time for tougher love? Hit the comments and let's debate this one. Alright, let's look ahead to Week 4. Addison's eligible to return against the Steelers in Dublin, Ireland. How cool is that? It's a chance for him to make a statement and put this suspension behind him. A big game could set the tone for the rest of his season and quiet the doubters. The Vikings face a brutal mid-season stretch against the Eagles, Chargers, Lions, and Ravens, so getting Addison back in rhythm is crucial. His chemistry with McCarthy, like that 60-yard TD in camp, could be a game-changer. What do you want to see from Addison when he returns? A monster game or just staying clean off the field? Drop your hopes in the comments, and if you're hyped for this international matchup, smash that like button. We're wrapping up, Vikings Nation, but the story's just beginning. This suspension is a setback, but the Minnesota Vikings are built to overcome. With Jefferson, Hawkinson, Naylor, Felton, Moore, and a run game ready to dominate, we've got the tools to start 2025 strong. Skol forever. Baby, I want to hear from you. How's this news hitting you? Are you worried about the first 3 games? Or are we pillaging anyway? Drop your thoughts, predictions, and hot takes in the comments below. Let's keep this Vikings community buzzing. If you love this breakdown, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for more Minnesota Vikings news. Share this with your fellow Skol fans, and let's get ready for a wild 2025 season. Until next time, Skol Vikings.